I am. I think I'm playing the Ultimate Edition. I think this game has some DLCs and stuff. Again, I've not played this before, so I don't know how the DLCs work, which I'll be interested to see. If it's kind of like an add-on at the end of the game or like what the vibe is, because I did play Alan Wake, and Alan Wake was like, it had 6 episodes and then it had 2 DLC episodes, so it was pretty clear to kind of see how those fit in together. But this is a game that I feel like builds on some of the stuff that, Alan Wake is a game that is rough around the edges, but it had some elements that I liked, and I think that this game really develops on those in a much more interesting and much more refined way, which is cool to see. But it has quite a different structure to Alan Wake, which I'm liking so far. Hey Lotus! Yay, Control! Absolutely, I was just singing Control's praises. This is my first time playing this game, and I have been enjoying it very much. Okay, let's check back in on where we're at. So, maintenance major targets. I think that this is some kind of like an optional mission. Yeah, because it looks like it has a timer or something. I'm not like, I do want to do some of the side quests, but I'm not like, I'm not going to be a completionist about things. So, I don't know if I'm going to bother doing that if it's non-essential. But my main quest prompt is Old Boys Club. Pope informs Jesse that Marshall went to the research sector to create more HRAs. Jesse believes that Marshall may know more about Dylan, so I assume that means that I should be heading to the research sector. Lotus says it defo has some problems, like anything. I liked it much less on a second playthrough, but when it hits, it hits. Oh, interesting. I'd be super curious to hear your thoughts about this game once I've finished it. And like what changed for you on a second playthrough. Yeah. On a political level, I talked about in the last stream the things that I found striking so far. Okay, research sector, right? That's where I'm going. Sorry, let me just orient myself and then I'll finish that thought. Sector elevator. Maybe I need to go to the elevator to figure that out.
What do you mean? It has to be a fusion reactor.
Yeah, okay. Boardroom is there, and then Executive Affairs and Director's Office are up the stairs, and this was the way to Nostalgia Department, Cafeteria, Communications Department, Dead Letters. Okay, so I think that I might have to head to the sector elevator to get to research. Lotus says, my issues are mostly regarding game design and mechanical, but there's some story things, to be sure, but nothing major. Okay, cool. That's good to know. Research sector, there we go. Ollie says, I love Remedy games. Think I've played Control maybe 3 times now. Need to do another Alan Wake 1+2 run. Good taste, my guy. I think Alan Wake was a bit up and down for me. I did stream it on the channel. People who were there know that it was a bit of an up and down experience for me. But I think that, like, it had some really interesting elements in it that were very intriguing to me. I think I felt a little bit disappointed about where it went with those elements, and I did find the gameplay a little bit frustrating, not necessarily in a good way. But it did plant the seeds of me being like, this makes me excited to check out some of their other work, and Control is really hitting for me. So, Central Research. I think I'd replay Alan Wake 1 as like a kind of goofy time, maybe, but I don't know, some of those forest sections were a little bit frustrating. Which, again, that's my disclaimer, that frustrating is not necessarily bad, but... Ooh, okay. Hello. Hello, people. Can nobody just let me mind my own business around here? Fuck. Okay. That's not good. That's a new thing that you couldn't do before. I don't think you could anyway. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay. Come on. Where's the last one? I can hear you. Oh, there we go. Sorry, remember controls. Oh, amazing. Okay, I'm so glad I powered up the launch because that is so satisfying. Okay, alright. I'm still hearing combat music. There we go. Okay, let's get a little bit closer, shall we? Oh, wrong button. Oh. Okay, that is some kind of sniper guy. I don't know about that. Sorry guys, I'll go back to discourse in a second. You know how it is. Oh, another one? Come on, y'all. Oh, that- when you kill them in one hit, that is fucking satisfying. Oh shit, shit, shit. Come on, let's get a couple of those health majiggies. Okay, that was not good. I really love, yeah, launch is that girl. I really said fuck the other powers on my first playthrough. You know, I'm trying to be one of those people who does other stuff, but like, you know, why be versatile when one power is so good, you know what I mean? Like, I think that versatility is like an overrated virtue. I'm gonna say it. Okay, don't, like, take my word on that in all circumstances, but sometimes versatility is an overrated virtue. Because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Okay. Ah! Not good. Alright. Okay, there we go. Phew! Alright, what was I saying? Yeah, okay, so I think the TLDR of me, my musings about the story in the first playthrough is like, I mean, you know, visually and narratively, I love a lot of what this game is doing, like in terms of the surrealism. I love its use of color. I think it kind of really leans into a lot of strangeness in a way that I really enjoy. I think one of Alan Wake 1's kind of downfalls was that it had too much exposition and it felt the need to kind of like over-explain itself. I think that Control does a much better job of kind of just leaning into that strangeness more in a way that I really like. The Federal Bureau of Control stuff is quite interesting because obviously that's like a, I mean, you know, it's inspired by SCP, but also it's a riff off of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, or the FBI, which is an organization that does much evil in terms of, you know, being an agent of the state, suppressing protest and activist movements, murdering, liberationary leaders, thoroughly evil organization, right, is the FBI. And this Federal Bureau of Control thing seems to be a government agency which is trying to control, sorry, I'll save her in just a second, Jesse, control, like, paranormal forces, in order to prevent foreign powers, quote unquote, from accessing those forces, but also, you know, presumably to use them for the benefit of the United States and its imperialist agenda. And the countries that they've specifically named as, like, trying to kind of, you know, steal these paranormal forces away is Cuba and the USSR. So it's very, like, that politics is there, and I find Jessie as a character who kind of like finds herself in this position of director of the FBC but really hates the FBC and kind of rejects what it stands for because of the violence that they did unto her own family by taking her brother away and separating them, is really interesting. So that's kind of my overall feeling about the plot so far. Versatility is an overrated virtue. Smart talking your way into a glass cannon build. I'll take it. Are you familiar with the SCP Foundation or the X-Files? Yeah, I'm not like, I've never been into SCP per se, but I know about SCP. I also know about the X-Files. I'm not like a huge, I've not watched a huge amount, but yeah, so I'm aware of those influences. Ah, fuck. Sorry, I'm trying to remember the controls here. That's my beloved dodge button. I'm curious about, actually, because it's spoiler-free, what are your gameplay takes, Lotus? You said that you didn't like the gameplay as much the second time around. Oh, this is not good. This is not looking good for me. Shit. That is not good. Oh, there we go. That was a bit of a mess, but we did it. Nice. Nice, okay. Jessie becoming FBC director, says Ollie, pretty much from the get-go just reminds me of that accidentally became important at work and it's ruining my life tweet. Yeah, very that. Like, Jessie did not want this. And Jessie is just using this to her advantage, and I really love that for her, and I find her position in this story to be very interesting. Okay, what do we got here? I'm still getting my bearings on some of these mechanics, so bear with. In terms of like the crafting and stuff. His sniper. Bureau snipers specialize in eliminating threats from a distance using the telltale searchlights affixed to their rifles to search for targets. His snipers are no less lethal. The corruption has not changed their tactics. They clearly prefer to maintain a good distance from their target, waiting in elevated positions for a clear shot. Care should be taken in open spaces. Check the balconies. I should note that the rifles are equipped with a bayonet for close quarters combat, and the His snipers are well aware of how to use it. By the way, hi, Lost and Fairy. Sorry. Rude of me, I forgot to say hello. There's more collectibles. What do we got? Emergency call supplement. Transcript of a call to the California State Emergency Services. Dispatcher. 911, what's your emergency? Voice. Hello? Hello, I'm here. Can you hear me? I can hear you, ma'am. Where are you? I'm, inside the wires. I'm lost. Ma'am, have you been drinking tonight? I feel like I'm stretching through the wire towards you. Don't hang up. I might go if you hang up. Go where, ma'am? Go. Gone. Away. Okay, and can you describe your surroundings? Unknown noise. Ma'am? Hello? Ma'am? Note, dispatcher attempted to call the number back, but it was no longer in service. Love it.
Welcome to the research sector of the Federal Bureau of Control. I'm Dr. Casper Darling, head of research. Somebody thought this video would make for great internal communications. I'm looking at you, Mr. Tomasi. So, this is where the magic happens. Anyway, I've been here for 24 years now. I've always been here. And through those years, we've made astonishing discoveries. Authored studies of grave importance, and in all this work, there is one thing we know, and that's how little we truly know. Rest assured, we're committed to keep pushing the known laws and borders of reality, and to make the Bureau proud. So, welcome. Assuming you have the necessary clearance, and do follow the safety protocols. Read the manual. Otherwise, bad things will happen.
Those research assistants do not want to be here. Fair enough. They're like, it is not in my job description to do whatever the fuck this is. You're too early to have really encountered this yet, I think, but some of the ARPG elements, primarily that have emphasis on loot and marginal weapons improvements, are a real drag. There's some other granularity I go back and forth on, like thinking some encounters or areas are just strangely designed, but yeah. I get you. I think I'm kind of like... I often find it difficult to get into like weapons modifications and stuff like that in games, so I have been finding that like somewhat confusing, and I haven't really gotten into it yet, but we'll see how that goes. Okay, these are like cells, which is not promising. Right, presumably to have subjects working on their paranormal abilities or whatever. Okay. Who's gonna put money on the idea that we're gonna find some really fucked up shit in the research sector? Oh, hello. Is there anything I can do to help you? You don't... Things don't look okay. Is there something I can do to help? Sorry about that. Okay, well I can't see any kind of button. Thank you for the bless you. Things are floating and it does not look okay in that cell. I'm gonna come back, okay? I'm gonna see if there's anything I could do to help you, but I'll be back when I figure it out. Oh, hello, another person. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to figure out how to help you guys. I do not see any kind of button I can interact with. Astral exhibition? Okay, I guess. That's where we're going. Claim control point.
The astral plane. Similar to an iceberg. Regardless, this place is vitally important to the Bureau. Most information...
So that room is parakinesiology, which means like paranormal movement, right?
These are staggeringly complex systems, and simplification does them no justice. Now, the white non-space, the ever-present inverted black pyramid. The board, all linked, intrinsically tied to the oldest house, tied to the director, the process of choosing a director, tied to all objects of power in terms of who controls them. Yes.
You guys don't think that there's anything fishy going on with the idea that some kind of terrifying, paranormal entity in the shape of a giant inverted black pyramid that is slowly coming down to crush you is, orchestrating the existence of a United States federal government organization that has the word control in its name? Like, do you guys think that there's anything fishy about any of this? Like when you come to your little office job, when you put on your little lab coat, when you log onto your little PC, like do you have any... Do you think about this? Like, even if you've never in your life thought about, like, why are we trying to take paranormal objects away from Cuba and the Soviet Union? Like, have you ever thought that maybe the giant evil triangle being in cahoots with the United States government is, like, cause for concern? Like, maybe there's something about the United States government in this scenario that you might not want to support. You know what I'm saying? I'm just throwing it out there. I'm the colleague that always gets political. They're like, Sara, we're just trying to have our coffee here. And that's a joke because I would never work for the United States government. Okay, so that's the astral plane video that we just saw, but let me just rewatch the beginning.
The astral plane. Similar to an iceberg, what you see is not what you always get. Regardless, this place is vitally important to the Bureau. Most information on the astral plane is classified, but we can talk in broad strokes, keeping in mind that these are staggeringly complex systems, and simplification does them no justice. Now, the white non-space, the ever-present inverted black pyramid. The board, all linked, intrinsically tied to the oldest house.
Okay, alright. I hope you like it more than I do. I would ignore that system as much as I could and just skill gap out of encounters until they became so overwhelming I had to spend 30 minutes going through all the upgrades I picked up. That's probably going to happen to me as well, because I do have a really bad habit of playing a game and being like, if there's a system that I don't like or don't understand, I will just ignore it. That is definitely my toxic video game trait. But consider that the triangle is the strongest shape. Checkmate, liberal. Well, you got me with your shape fascism. Who am I to argue against shape fascism? We need to get that black triangle in an American Eagle ad talking about its genes. Okay, processes and best practices. Astral plane exhibition. The astral exhibition was originally built for the astronauts. That's a bit clunky, isn't it? To use as a training location, a place to grow accustomed to the sights and sounds of the astral plane before diving into the real thing. We could have done a better job with it, but Redacted was being stingy with the budget. However, once we discovered the Redacted, we decided to repurpose the space. Similar to how zoos hope familiar surroundings will affect the well-being of their animals, we hope to observe the Redacted behavior in an environment similar to its home dimension. So far, it just breaks everything we put in with it. But Rome wasn't built in a day. Refer to file 319-3811 for full report. Addendum. New naming conventions have been established for the astral entity now known as Astral Spike. Outdated terms in this report have been redacted. Lost in Fairy says, me with the hacking in Cyberpunk 2077. Valid. I don't think I very much got the grips of the hacking in Cyberpunk 2077 either. I think I did like a little bit more as the game went on, but initially I was like, this is too much. And Lotus very kindly says there's no wrong way to play a game. Until there is. But no, I agree. Oh, what the fuck is this? We got a sign? No? Okay. Another video?
An early hypothesis was that the mindscape of the astral plane is subjective. But that was fast proven wrong. It's an actual place, not a construct of the mind, even though it is with our minds that we enter and experience it. But then, one could argue that that's the case with all reality. We've been able to record footage of the astral plane by monitoring the brain activity of those experiencing it. That is the only concrete material that has come out of the astral plane expeditions. Apart from one shocking exception. In the astral plane footage, we're always in the vicinity of the pyramid. We've concluded that this, not the entire plane, is what the board controls. We have
interesting
movement, native species, always in the distance, and yet was made. We don't have footage of this, a technical malfunction, but when one of our astronauts returned, a brain cloud, an astral fugue, had hitchhiked a ride in his head. It ruptured out, killing the subject in question. It's a relentless predator, pursuing thoughts, minds, lethal to those the entity feeds on.
See you, Wally. Thanks for stopping
Proper
by.
containment protocols are to be observed when dealing with it.
I will enjoy Control, thank you. Interesting. Oh, the creepy voice is back. Movie night? Can I, is there a sit button? What movie are we watching, guys? Oh, that's my shadow on the projector. Nothing to see there. Okay. Well, that's the way I came, so let's go up here. Hello? Holy shit.
If they keep that thing here.
Oh. Oh dear. What is that sound that you're making? What in the world is that sound? Okay, that's a big red button. I don't know if I should just press the big red button, but there's nothing else I can really do here, so I guess we're pressing the big red button. Okay. Oh goody, another big red button. I'm sure that this is all going to be fine. I don't know what that achieved, but I guess we'll see. Oh fuck! Oh, come on. Come on. I don't understand what I'm meant to be doing here. Okay. Do I need... I want it in a specific place? Is what I'm guessing? But let me... Where do I want it? Fuck. Ah, okay. Oh my god. Okay. Ah, shit. Come on. Okay. I think I want to try and close that door behind me and trap it in there somehow. So that is what I am That is not working very well. Shit. Okay. It's entirely possible that I don't make it through this level. How do I trap it in there? I'm so confused. Oh, that was not a good idea on my end. It doesn't even come in here, does it? Actually. Okay, so that's not a thing I can do. Oh, shit. Okay, no, it does come in there. But then I have to kind of rush through the other side and try and get it. Okay. Let me have a look at my abilities. What do we got? Energy... melee. I could do more launch damage. I do love launch. Launch grenades and rockets back. When released, shield propels debris at nearby enemies. That's also tempting. Going to... increase launch and increase my health. Yeah, it's a toughie, but I think I know what I'm supposed to be doing, so that's... Yeah, I don't really understand a lot of this stuff, it's true. Upgrade grip, I guess? Right, okay. Yeah, that means I can add another mod, I guess. Damage against enemy armor. Damage while on low health, or damage overall. Okay. Deconstruct that. And that. And let's pick that one. Energy recovery speed. Increase. Okay. Okay, so I have to... Oh, the gate's got its batteries on, so that's good. I don't have to do that. I just have to get it into that spot somehow. I think maybe if I use my evade powers a little bit, because I forgot that I had those. Come after me, buddy. Yes! Smashed it. Gotta get your Dark Souls dodge roll reps in. So true. I still have not played Dark Souls because I'm too chicken to play a game that I know will be that hard. But, someday. Okay, well, now that I've done that, what am I supposed to do? I guess not press that button. Already got the thing in the box back there. So, where am I going? Here? Here, I guess, yeah. There we go.
Someone answer, damn it! We need backup down here.
Oh, right, I was looking for the chief of security, I think. Parapsychology, hypnosis lab, extrasensory lab. I don't like the sound of that.
Marshall, are you still there?
Shit. We're so close. We need to hurry.
Its reputation precedes it, says Lotus, but I always hear it's not as hard as people make it out to be. A lot of it is people getting stuck on playing the game a certain way and refusing to make it easier for themselves because they're real gamers. Oh, well, when you put it that way, I'm sure I'll be fine. Because I don't care about being a real gamer. Oi, oi, oi. Okay. I just failed to account for explosives in this situation. Won't happen again. Okay, well, I'm hoping that this time, when I go back, the thing is gonna be in its box. Yeah, we're good. What is with all of these, like, cardboard cutouts, though? Like, what were they doing with those things? Okay, now we head down here. And get ready to rumble. It must be said that in terms of the vibe check, is that thing? It's a big glowy circle that's teleporting. Oh, and there's someone with explosives. Oh. Okay, I'll head up those stairs then, if you insist. Really? Tracking missiles? Sometimes on the topic of that, I do sometimes get in my own head about, like, you know, people hype up how difficult a video game is going to be, and I think I get in my head sometimes about I mean, I know that I make this joke on the channel all the time, and I do think it's funny, and I also think it's kind of true, and I don't really care. But I am constantly making the joke that I'm not good at games. But then sometimes when I play video games, I'm like, I'm better at games than I thought I was? And like, why did I get it in my head? Oh, fuck's sake. Why did I get it in my head that I'm like really, really bad at video games? Because I actually don't think I am. And I know what the answer is. It's, you know, gender mainly. It's mainly the gender thing, yeah. Anybody left? No? Nice one. Whew, okay. Thank you very much. Tragically, we know the answer. It's true. It's true. Not always terrible at games, just disabled. Fair enough. Also true. Documents. Ooh, side quest. A captive audience. Investigate the X-ray lightbox object of power. You know I will. Hiss cluster. Hiss clusters are unique in that they are concentrated manifestations of hiss resonance without the need of a host. Oh, so I guess that's what that blob was. Hiss clusters are dense spherical compressions of hiss resonance that serve support functions in the hierarchy of hiss entities. The clusters are capable of replenishing hiss hosts with infusions of resonance. This does not heal any physical damage inflicted on the organic host, but rather seems to rejuvenate them, allowing them to endure more bodily harm than normally possible. The fact that the hiss makes an effort to preserve its corrupted hosts underlines a level of awareness and discretion that was previously just speculation on my part. Can this entity be considered an individual or simply an extension of the hiss as a whole? Capturing one alive would be quite interesting. I love the way that Emily sends me these little notes, you know. It's just, she cares and it's nice. Already watched that. Have I read this before? This report serves as an introductory guide to the astronaut program, including candidate requirements, training practices, and astral research procedures. Astronauts are chosen individuals who explore and document the astral plane by making physical contact with the X-ray light box in the hypnosis lab, a section of the parapsychology division. Physical and psychological training is vital for the repeated transition between planes, known as dives. After each dive, astronauts must undergo a redacted session in the cognitive recording chairs to record their experience in the plane. Gathered data has conclusively proven that redacted within the astral plane vary widely between astronauts. On rare occasions, these dives can result in losses, often occurring when teams encounter aggressive astral entities. Okay. Lotus says, as a certified gamer, being good at games is often less fun, and it can also make for less interesting game design when the average skill level of the proposed player base is taken into account. Yeah, I can kind of see your point. I don't think that games should be difficult just for the sake of them. You know what I mean? I don't think that games being difficult is inherently bad. But, I mean, even if, like, we were to take out or put aside for just a second the kind of, like, masculinist gaming culture thing where there's this kind of, like, perceived strength and masculinity that's obtained through mastery of the video game and, you know, being bad at games or, like, whatever is associated with being feminine or not being a real gamer or yada yada yada. Like, sometimes when a game is difficult, it's, I mean, it creates effects, right? Like, and also there's a question of like difficult in what way? Difficult mechanically, difficult emotionally, difficult intellectually, you know, like, so there are different ways in which a game can be difficult as like a piece of art, but also like it shouldn't just be difficult in terms of gameplay for the sake of it. I think it in my opinion, it's very much a case of like, when you're making a game, what's the intended experience and effect that you want to kind of create in the audience, and those could be varied, you know, so, you know, people have different, you know, levels sometimes that they can engage with a game, whether it's, but that's kind of like part of the question for me. So for example, like a game that I was quite happy to have a difficult time with playing was Vampire, because I thought that it was an interesting mechanic and experience of the game to find it difficult, because part of the whole point of it is that they want to kind of create this emotional effect in you as the player by making the game almost too difficult to beat unless you give into your vampiric instinct and you eat somebody. So in that case, that's a really good example of like difficult game design being something interesting. But often, like, especially in AAA games, you have games that like have these insane difficulty levels, or insanely difficult, like, just because of this gamer culture where people want to be like, oh, this game is so fucking difficult and I beat it because I'm amazing. And it's a bit like, cool, good for you, I guess. Like, who cares? It doesn't matter. Like, yeah. That's my opinion. Lotus says Fumito Ueda, Shadow of the Colossus, was praising Keita Takahashi Katamari Damacy for his latest game T to a T because it has no special mechanics, and I find that fascinating, especially since Ueda himself changed the game that way back in the day. That is interesting. I've heard some stuff about T to a T, and I'd be interested in checking it out. Or to a T? Is it just to a T? Sorry, I think I misread that. I think that one of our team members is working on a review for the channel, but I'd also be interested in playing it in my own time. I love Katamari Damacy. I mean, and Katamari Damacy is interesting because like it has no special mechanics, but it is in a way difficult, and it's difficult in a way that's fun. Groupthink. I don't know about the sound of that. This study extends the works of Irving Janis, Robert Barron, and others by proposing strong causal links between groupthink and the passive or active use of telepathy. To prove these connections, the parapsychology department carried out variations of Solomon Asch's original conformity experiments using a telepathic individual as the subject. See experiments redacted for details. Extensive qualitative and quantitative data resulting from these experiments was used then to identify telepathic interference within the group. Further empirical findings suggest measures can be taken to safeguard against telepathic influence on behaviors by engaging in redacted. Rather boldly, this paper stands to revolutionize decades of groupthink theory and provide new directions for further experimentation on the mind, including manipulation of redacted and redacted. Sorry, just scrolling back. Remind me to send you this one thread on Blue Sky talking about how parry mechanics and how they're almost a false form of difficulty since it's a singular I win button, which is an extremely reaction time focused action, meaning that this type of game design rewards young able-bodied individuals interested in violent games. Very interesting. I don't think I can receive direct messages on Blue Sky at the moment because of the insane laws that the UK government has just introduced. And I am, not giving my data to the state unless I absolutely have to. So, sometimes, says Faye, I end up in a situation where I just can't do the thing even on the easiest difficulty because my hands just can't move that fast or whatever, and I get down about it. Yeah, that sucks. That is rough. and I kind of get you. I love it in platforming games when they have a ton of accessibility settings. Yes, we love accessibility settings. Because then you can literally just be carried to your destination if you can't jump.
We've encountered heavy resistance. We've fallen back to the left department. All agents are ordered to converge here.
And I felt guilty about it the first time I needed to do that, but honestly it helps, so who cares? Yeah, who cares? If you literally can't do it, like, that does take the fun out of it. So, I mean, the way in which, like, this kind of discourse is very disableist is also a whole thing. Sorry, I keep forgetting that that when I press that button, I'm still able to
Marshall, can you hear me?
move.
Yes, I can hear you. Who is this?
My name is Jessie Faden. I'm coming to help.
Faden. Hold on. I'm setting the elevator for you. I need to talk.
You got that right.
More of you? Really?
Oh, come on. Oh, fucking hell, you guys. Come on. Do you have to be doing all that? Can't a girl just fuck about? Investigate the X-ray lightbox object of power in the hypnosis lab. Let's try and get to the hypnosis lab then. Astral exhibition. Oh, sorry. I don't think I've yet seen the signage to the hypnosis lab, so maybe when we go upstairs that will sort itself out. This is central research. Okay. Well, let's... Yeah, looks like it might be on the next floor. Let's go to the next floor. Let's do that. Gosh, I wish the Forza Horizon games were good because they have maybe the coolest bit of accessibility tech I've ever seen, which is to basically slow-mo the entire game world, says Lotus. Oh, really interesting. I can't even imagine how difficult it was to implement, but they've always been on the cutting edge of accessibility. Only game I've ever seen with full ASL, as in human interpreters signing on screen as a language option. That's really cool. Luck and probability ritual division synchronicity lab protective studies. I'd really like to find the hypnosis lab as well. You guys. BSL2, I think. Amazing. Rubber duck supplement. Oh. Discovered in the home of Agent Redacted after his young daughter complained of being followed by her rubber duck. According to the Agent Redacted, the matter was ignored, believed to be the result of a child's imagination, until he began to hear the quacking at night. After discovering the item hiding in his daughter's closet, he brought it to the Bureau for study. It was discovered that Agent Redacted was bringing known paranatural materials into his home, illegally taking them outside the oldest house. How this may have affected the creation of the altered item is being investigated. Agent Redacted has been terminated. Well, I guess this is the rubber duck thing that was being referred to before. Been thinking of playing Vampire again. It's a banger. It's a banger. You can always play it on story mode if you don't want to eat the poor people. It is an option. It's definitely like I think it is like a more interesting game to play on at least normal difficulty, but it does have that option. It's a big tree. Okay, is anyone else hearing those voices, or is it just me? Just me? Okay. Let's cleanse the control point. Oh, sorry, claim the control point. Guys, does anyone have directions to the hypnosis lab? Luck and probability. Okay. Big lucky cat, hello.
There you are. I was starting to worry.
Horseshoe. Which way is good luck? I don't remember. I think up is good luck, right? I don't know. Abacus.
Congratulations on your appointment, Director Phaeton. I'm Helen Marshall, Head of Bureau Operations. Zachariah's dead then, and I assume you found his gun.
Just call me Jessie. Trench told me to find you. He said you could help.
And he told you this through the hotline. Makes sense.
None of this phases her? Really?
Here's the situation. Darling created the HRAs in a lab nearby. We need more if we're gonna survive this attack. My rangers can't secure the lab alone, not against those things. We need more firepower.
At least she seems to know what's going on here. She could know about Dylan. I can clear out the hiss. I'll be your firepower.
That's a good answer.
Is she testing me?
Darling has systems in place to protect his labs. This should help you get past them. We'll talk more after you clear out the hiss. Rangers, let her through. We'll have to lock the door behind you. Sorry, but we can't risk a breach.
That's a good question. I actually don't remember if the talking sounds are the people floating, mumbling to themselves, or a psychic thing. Yeah, I'm not sure either. Up is luck and down is to scare off scary things. I think that's what the whiteboard is referring to. Upright collects good energy and downwards lets the negative energy pour out or something, lol. Okay, interesting. Well, I'm gonna keep it upright just to stay safe. Ritual division. Where's the hypnosis lab? You guys, I'm really just trying to get to hypnosis before I go any further. Maybe it was on the lower floor, but I don't know. Where am I right now? Right. Well, let's just go with it.
I see rangers over there. We have to help them.
Ritual division. I love the title screen thing so much. Something about just like giant text on the screen, and the sound is really fun. Unstable matter. Yeah, pretty unstable matter. Nice. Okay. Cleanse the control point. Oh no. Oh no. Fuck. Parakinesiology Chief Lewis. Oh, fuck, a regenerating shield? Are you serious? Nice. Okay, that wasn't too bad at all. Oh, come on. Nice. We did it! Get those health blobs and cleanse the control point. Cool. Guess there were just a bunch of dead bodies here, but you guys, does anybody know the way to hypnosis? Does anybody know the way to hypnosis? Okay, I think maybe it was on the bottom floor. I'm gonna have to go back to it, aren't I? Why is so much of the stuff in the research department yellow?
Altered item number 52AE analysis, session 2. I will begin by introducing various stimuli to the item. First, a low voltage electric shock. No response. Next, I will introduce heat via a standard Bunsen burner. No response. Next, a series of solutions will be applied, each with a different value on the pH scale, from 0 to 14. No response to any value. Next, I will attempt to communicate. Can you understand me? Can you understand my words? Quack, if you can understand my
Oh my god, the duck? The rubber duck?
No response. This concludes session 2. We'll need time to prepare further tests.
Yeah, the rubber duck. There it is. That's the rubber duck. Amazing. What does that rubber duck do? I gotta know.
This way to the lab? Okay. You must like these HRAs. Sounds like Darling built them. And most of the things around here.
I don't
If Marshall
like
can't
this.
help us with Dylan, he's our next best bet. Assuming he's not dead. Or taken over by the hiss.
What is up with all these mannequins? I really don't like him. I don't like him. It's creepy. Hello, Layla. Got a little kitty cat by the microphone. Hello, little kitty cat. I promise I will do face cam again one day, and then you will be able to see her on camera as well. I just have not been feeling it. But one day, I will feel it again. Oh, hello, little kitty cat. Oh, I see. Oh, hello. She's bapping my shoulder. Why are you bapping my shoulder? Not giving her enough attention. Okay. I am really bad at this kind of puzzle, but I'm sure we can figure it out. Yes, little baby. She does not want me to play the game. She wants me to give her pets. Layla. You could play the game if you wanted, Layla. I know you don't have opposable thumbs, but you could just bap the buttons on the controller. You could just bap them with your little push. Sweetie baby. Look. Trying to... Okay, yeah, that's not what I want to do. Okay. But how do I get the thingy into the right quadrant? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Ugh, okay, close. Maybe. Yes! Okay, amazing. Did it! Sorry, I was quiet for a second there. HRA lab.
You led me here. Any idea how to make it work?
Okay, all of these weird symbols. Dimensions, the power for our use. Okay, here it is. More of that fucking United States government wanting control of power stuff. Okay, it all comes back to US imperialism. All comes back to that. Okay. Hiss warped. The Hiss warped wield only paranatural abilities similar to drifters. They are able to telekinetically shield themselves with nearby material and launch objects at their target. These entities are particularly destructive and difficult to kill, possibly indicating a greater internal reinforcement of Hiss resonance. Why do certain Hiss display paranatural abilities while others rely on Bureau firearms? Do certain corrupted entities have less potential than the hosts that become Hiss warped? Or is this perhaps an indication of evolution or maturation of the Hiss corruption? Are there other stages of evolution yet to be found? What if the Hiss inhabits a host for a month, a year? Do hosts expire after a certain amount of time? Does the corruption become too strong for an organic body to endure? Only time and well-documented observation will tell. Hey, Fwoosh! So good to see you. How are you, Fwoosh? Black rock prisms are unique formations of black rock, distinct in both their shape and potency. While the density of black rock dampens paranatural forces, the unique redacted structure of prisms retain frequencies in the range redacted to redacted hertz with perfect redacted harmonization. This report analyzes the results of focusing a redacted through a harmonized prism onto a redacted. Methods for the imprinting of non-physical fields onto redacted, imbuing them with the properties of the harmonized resonance redacted in the prism will be explored and explained. Refer to file redacted for full report. Great.
Altered item number.
No, I guess technically I cannot see you and have never seen you in the literal sense. No need to apologize, Whoosh. How have you been doing?
Hello again, Director. It appears we have a new problem. We need to get the HRA machine working.
I've replaced a couple of spark plugs, but this looks a bit more complicated.
Darling must have had a system. Randomness isn't in his nature. The punch cards, the symbols, the terminals. How do they connect?
I'll see what I can do.
Okay, looks like a puzzle is happening. Okay, we've got almost all of. We've got the 3 punch cards. And we've got several terminals. We've got 1, 2, 3.
So, we need to find all the punch cards.
Okay, well I got all the punch cards. I think I got 4. And we've got, as far as I could tell, 3 or 4 terminals. So our way into strong changing variables. Okay, so it looks like we've got 2 there and 2 here. Maybe maybe there's another.
Have you checked the upper floor?
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for that. When you say the upper floor, how do I get there? Like Not that way. Up in there? Oh, are there some stairs here? Yeah, there are. Okay, well thanks for the hint, I guess, Marshall. Oh, and another one. And another terminal.
Each punch card should correspond to a terminal.
Can we affect this? Okay, well, I'm assuming the whiteboard corresponds to the terminal, right? I think. So... I think this one. Because it's there. Yeah. Good, I feel great. I'm starting out like an 18-week running plan. My dumbass thinks I can do a half marathon, so I need to start this training block and then see my progress sometime in the end of September so I can decide whether to go through with it or not. Well, good for you. That's exciting, Foosh. Me personally, I hate running, but I love that for you, if that's what you want. For yourself. Seems like that one, right? And
It looks like he was working on something to do with these symbols.
maybe one of these two. Which one is that? Okay. I don't really know how to parse this, so I'll just see what happens.
What do the symbols mean?
Okay, so that's not right. I also hate walking. I like walking. I hate running. I hate running too, so I'm doing this out of spite. Fair enough. If I could just be carried to my destination like a monarch in a stupid fancy chair, that would be great. Fair enough.
What do these whiteboards mean?
Let me take these back.
Try different combinations.
Yeah, oh my god, Marshall, I know. Who would have thought that trying different combinations would be the answer? Jeez. Let me affect this. Which one is that? Yeah, okay, let's go with that. Then try this one here and this one here. That one and that one. Okay. Sorry, you guys. So the terminals each have numbers on them, right? So 1, 2, 3. Let's just take all these cards back a second and try to figure this out. This is number 4. Okay. I'm trying to figure out how to link the whiteboards to the numbers. In fact, I might, because there's no numbers up here, right? But let me start writing this down. 4 is that shape. Sorry, I'm trying to draw these and they look terrible. Thankfully you can't see how terrible they look on your end. And that shape. I'm just looking at these, seeing if there's any information I can find on the desk to help me solve this. But no, okay, that's terminal 4. Terminal 5, this one's terminal 5. Okay, I'm just, in terms of which whiteboard is connected to which, I'm also finding that difficult to figure out. And what do these arrows mean? Feedback loop. They're all connected to the main thing, but I can't see how they're connected to each other. Or are they connected to each other? No, they're just connected to this big thing. Sorry all, I know it's a bit boring when I get stuck on a puzzle. Just the 3 whiteboards, right? which thingies do they correspond to? If I'm at 1, if I'm at 3, okay, yeah, I can't really figure this out, but I'm gonna try. First that. And then these illustrations are all of different, sorry, of the same symbol cancelling itself out. I think this is, I guess, let's choose this one because it's first on that whiteboard. And then this one, because it comes after that. That's me literally just going left to right on the whiteboards based on what I could see. And then obviously downstairs I've already used that other one, so I'm gonna try this one. And this is all, again, vibes. I really don't know if there's like some big obvious answer that I'm missing here. Let's try it. Okay. Pretty graphics on the card, it's true. They are pretty graphics. That is true enough. Oh, hold on. Something that I forgot is that the one on the top floor is 4, so maybe switch those around. Yeah, let's try that anyway. Yeah, so let's try that as number 5. And this is number 4. Okay, still not working. yeah, it might be time for a walkthrough because I really don't understand this. Let me get all of the cards back. Or, hold on. Let me open up the walkthrough. Okay. Okay, so that one's actually right. Which I guess makes sense based on that. And number 2, terminal number 2 over here, is not that one, it's the one I put upstairs. Where's terminal 2? Terminal 2. Over here. Okay, so terminal 2 is apparently this one, which, I mean, yeah, is down here. And then terminal 3 is, that's correct actually, for terminal 3. And now I just need to switch these, so that one's... Okay, that shape is down here. So... Okay, yeah, that kind of makes sense. And then the last one is... this guy. There we go. Okay, I guess you kind of just had to like try out some different combinations and stuff, but who could be bothered to spend ages doing that? Okay, that's a bit ominous. Tends not to be a good idea to turn a machine on when you don't know what it is, guys.
Prototypes have a lot of issues. We need a new plan.
Okay, what's your plan?
We need more black rock prisms to make this machine work. Darling has another lab down in the black rock processing site in maintenance. That must be where he keeps the prisms.
I've been to maintenance already. I can find my way. But how long will that take? Nothing here is simple. I need to ask her now. Before I go. I need something from you first. What do you know about Dylan Faden?
I knew this was coming. Lives are at stake here. And we need
Oh my god, just answer a question.
Once that is done, Director Faden, then we can talk.
Girl.
She's right. As much as I don't want to admit it. I'm the only one who can help. Fine. I'll get the prisms first. Dylan will have to wait just a little.
She really did become too important at her job.
Jesse is fine.
I'll call you Fate. Here, you'll need this key card.
Just, she asked you to call her Jessie. Just call her Jessie.
Emily Pope has set up a base in Executive. Once I have the prism, I'll meet you there.
Right. I'll move out immediately. And keep an eye out for Darling. Finding him might be the key to stopping the hiss.
It's just one large-scale HRA. It's there now. We are about to be exposed to a different kind of resonance. Hostile, viral, invasive resonance. That's what the Hedron resonance amplifiers are for. Taking the protection Hedron can provide us, and keeping us from being wiped out.
Welp. Oh, what's this now? That doesn't look like the FBC building.